and welcome. कौन से स्टार्ट भर लिया? नहीं.
Hello and welcome. Rahul is with me. Of course, the team's been announced for the West Indies tour. All the three teams. You are aware of the names that have been selected. But the point that we're going to discuss tonight, Rahul, is: have these selectors actually shown any vision, or do you think they are myopic? Because most of the players are the ones who were there yesterday. They are in the team today.
And they're going to remain.
And they are going to remain tomorrow as well. Is this the team for the future? Because your one day and the T20 team doesn't have much to separate from. You know, the players who are not there in the T20s, of course, will be out the moment your major players come back, the faster bowlers come back.
Right.
So the point is this the team for the future, or it's just an eyewash?
But you see, like for example, we were discussing Manish Pandey. He has been around. He's been in and out of this Indian team. Now he makes a comeback on the basis of his performances against the West Indies A. Now, from the available resources that the selectors had, I think they have managed to pick, apart from a few names, like for example, Kedar Jadhav, we were discussing in the afternoon also. I don't know how long Kedar Jadhav is going to continue in this team, but the biggest takeaway for me was Kuldeep Yadav and Yuzvendra Chahal. They've been rested, they've been dropped. I don't know whether they...
From the T20s, not the one
From the T20s. So I think they, you've been pointing this out, quite vigorously. You've been saying that the T20 teams, India's T20 teams, the manner in which they play, the manner in which the teams are selected is just an extension of the ODIs. So, do you think a couple of changes, maybe you don't have those, those kind of players who can just go and hit the ball, hit balls and can kill bowlers mercilessly. This is the.
But
same.
you should be looking out for such players. Again, this team.
But what
this
are the
T20
options?
team also, I believe, Rahul, is an extension of your ODI team.
But what are the options?
You have to scout for options. England did not have the options in 2015 when they lost the World Cup.
Right.
They started preparing, and the way they play their one-day cricket, I mean, that's the way that you ought to play now. Of course, India play their T20s much the way they play their ODIs. And even in ODIs, look at the other teams, the way England plays. I was looking for youngsters like maybe Sanju Samson, maybe somebody like Ishan Kishan. I think the selectors have been very safe. They've gone safe. They've not panicked. One good thing is that the Indians haven't panicked, saying that, oh, it was just one loss. We lost in the semi-finals. A game which India could have won. If India would have won, maybe they would have played the final. Maybe they would have won the World Cup as well. But my point, Rahul, is the Indian team had been winning in the World Cup because of their bowling, which was the best in the tournament.
Bowling and top three.
And top three, yes. So which means that even if you were winning games, the skeletons weren't really out.
Right. And
those individual performances were hiding the inadequacies of the team. So I think there was this opportunity for the selectors maybe to have been a bit more daring. They could have been a bit more daring. They could have maybe, the T20s could have been an experimental stage. If you are saying that Kuldeep and Chahal are the ones who are out of the T20s and will be there in the ODIs, but in T20s you've got Washington Sundar, Rahul Chahar. I mean, it's eye for eye.
You've seen Washington.
It's an eye for eye. It's an eye for eye. Yes.
Washington Sundar has played for India. Shreyas Iyer, Manish Pandey. In fact, he was one of the first few batsmen who was tried in that middle order.
Manish Pandey was the first.
He was one of those 11 players who were tried at number 4. In fact, after the Champions Trophy, 2017 Champions Trophy. So he was one of those. So. And he's 29. If you really think that he's somebody for the future,
well, he should have been there in the World Cup then. My point is, have you looked for that something? Because again, your top 3 in batting now that Shikhar is back,
you can't.
They are the best top 3 in the world in ODIs. But are they the best top 3 collectively in T20s as well? So we are saying now that India will play the ODIs. India will play their T20s much the way that they play the ODIs. So they'll start with the same theory. Play out the first 6 overs, look at how many wickets you lose, look at how many runs you have, and then accelerate. So it's not the other way around. It's not as if you go there and you have a youngster.
Is it because the top 3 also, they are also aware of the fact that the batting is too much dependent on them? Is that the reason why they prefer to,
yes,
set
it is. Yes. Just look at the India versus England game. India were chasing some 339 and they were 28 for 1 in 10 overs.
10
They were
overs.
28 for 1 when Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli, two of the best in the world, were batting. So they are aware of the fact that the middle order is sketchy. They are aware of the fact that the lower middle order is all the more sketchy. But I really feel that Rahul, India had an opportunity to change the landscape of T20s.
So
Not the ODIs. Perhaps Kedar Jadhav is possibly the only one who I would feel should not be there in the ODIs. Maybe somebody else should have taken his place. But in the T20s, Rahul, I would have taken a gamble. I would have taken a gamble
and would have rested and you would have
maybe one of the three. Maybe one of the three I could have rested. Why not? Maybe one of the three I could have rested, the top three, and given somebody like, say for instance, Ishan Kishan or Shubman Gill or even Sanju Samson an opportunity. You have to create players. The players are not born. You have to create them into those roles. Sachin Tendulkar wasn't a natural opener. He was converted into one. Mark Greatbatch, the Kiwi middle order batsman, was told by Martin Crowe in 1990 to go and belt the ball. And that is where the pinch hitting started. Kalu Vitharna, Jay Surya in the 96 World Cup. So India, I think, have an opportunity to change the way that they play their T20s. Test team obviously selected themselves. No point in discussing. And I'm happy that Rohit Sharma is still there. I'm really happy that Rohit Sharma is there.
And if he's in the squad, he'll be in the playing 11 as well.
He has to be. Which also reinforces the fact that he now is the second most important person in Indian cricket. It's not your test captain. Test vice captain. It's Rohit Sharma. So he is now the second most important person in Indian cricket. But at the same time, ODIs also, Rahul, maybe one change, Kedar Jadhav and somebody else could have been in his place. Because again, Kedar Jadhav, why? Is he good enough to last till the World Cup?
No.
Is
he going to play see, obviously,
if he's going to play the World T20, why is not in the T20?
There in the T20.
So that is a debatable, I think, open-ended question that MSK Prasad just could not justify. But T20, I still feel, Rahul, India had an opportunity to take a gamble. They've refused that gamble. They've refused that bait. Maybe it'll be good on Indian cricket's part that they've not taken that gamble. Maybe they will not.
Obviously, Virat has a major say in the team selection. Why would Virat want to take that gamble? Why would Virat want to would want to rest himself, or maybe Rohit Sharma, or maybe Shikhar Dhawan? Why would he do that? He also wants to win. He would go for something tried and tested.
But Rahul, more than me and you and our fans in Sports Tak who would now every day get an opportunity to be live with us while we'll be chatting in English every day. We'll have this cricket debate every day at 7 o'clock. You can be part of this. You'll have to subscribe to Sports Tak. Do press the notification bell icon, and you can also send in your questions. This is the first day that we are doing this chat. I hope you like it. In afternoons also we'll have updates. So we are trying as much in Hindi as in English as well. But the point is, Virat Kohli knows his game much more than all of us do. He's the one who's the captain of Indian cricket team. He's the one who's taken all the decisions leading up to the World Cup.
That is exactly I'm saying.
But he's been at the World Cup. His team just lost in the semi-finals. He's seen how much progress England has made. He's seen how maybe India is not the best T20 team. You have to start from the top.
Are you a little worried, or that we've not been able to find a very good, solid middle order batsman all these years? Because see, if you've seen the resources, the kind of players, these are the very same players who've been brought back, who've been tested before, and you got an opportunity in the World Cup.
Let's break down the last 4 years of international cricket, which is the ODIs. 2015 World Cup, Suresh Raina was batting in the middle order, and I think he played for India till about a year after that.
And then he made a comeback.
In 2016, when Suresh Raina was drifting out of the team, Yuvraj Singh was coming back. And then while Yuvraj Singh was drifting out, Suresh Raina also came back briefly. Which means that you had the experience, so as to say. And then there were others like Manish Pandey and you tried so many other
Seriously,
players, Ambati Raidu,
Ambati
and
Raidu.
so on. Ultimately, it was the call of the captain and the team management, which is the captain alone, I feel, to
Not even the coach.
the coach will obviously, I'm not saying he'll never dispute the captain, but the captain will have the final say. And why I'm saying this, everybody knows. Even the selectors aren't really pushy in terms of,
Challenging the authority
challenging
of
the
the
authority.
captain.
And the captain, ultimately, it starts with him, ends with him, the buck.
Yep.
Because he is responsible for your team. If India had won the World Cup, or that India did not win the World Cup, obviously the blame or the credit would have gone to the captain only. But point is, Rahul, I think Virat knows the best how a top-heavy team will struggle on a rainy day. And the rain doesn't tell you when it's coming. Semi-finals, we did not know that the truck was there. And we just got...
Bulldozed.
Yes. So, the middle order, you are saying... somebody like, let's say, for example, Rishabh Pant. Oh, he is batting at number 4. He should be your number 4.
He should continue to do that.
But again, Rishabh Pant has to take those chances. He has to now convert those starts into innings that can win matches or create opportunities for India to win matches.
And he didn't do too badly there in England. In 3 opportunities that he got, he scored a 48 or 40,
again,
50.
40s,
But-
30s.
No,
if you
I
can
get
convert
your
them
point. I get your
into
point.
70s, 80s, 100s. Then he'll become somebody like Yuvraj or Raina or Dhoni.
Yeah.
Again, another point is Dhoni. Do you think the speculation will end now? Or do you think there's more to it than meets the eye?
My gut feeling says that Dhoni will continue like this, or maybe the selectors will have to take that call. Okay, he's made himself unavailable for the West Indies tour. South Africa will be here after that. If he makes himself available, will the selectors pick him? If they are saying that Rishabh Pant is our keeper, is our man for the future,
In all
and
the
he'll
three
be in
formats.
all 3 formats, because Riddhiman Saha now becomes a secondary option
In
as
test
far
matches.
as test matches are concerned. Now, where do you see MS Dhoni in T20 squad? Because you remember, he did not, before the World Cup, he missed a couple of T20 series. So obviously, T20 was not in his mind. Now, World Cup, if he plays the ODI cricket, obviously he's not going to be there till 2023 World Cup. You never know though. But I think he's going to continue like this, maybe and would prefer to retire
Till
in
how
that
long?
yellow
Till
jersey,
how long?
in that yellow jersey.
So you are saying one season. You're talking about maybe 6-7 months. So 2 months is not there. July, August, mid-September is not there. So you've got about 3-4 months of international cricket and then the IPL. And that could be a swan song. I also have a feeling, Rahul, that
I might be wrong though.
I would go with you.
This theory.
I would go with you. And I do have a feeling that there could actually be some understanding between the selectors, team management and Dhoni, that he won't be available for.
I know it for a fact that one of the BCCI employees, I won't say member or any office bearer or anything, or the CEO, did speak to MS Dhoni. I think a couple of days ago. He met him, and this was decided that he's made himself available. Obviously, the stories were doing the rounds that Dhoni is going to be there for 2 months with the para regiment that he's associated.
This story has been coming out for 7 days now.
There are multiple stories that are being
this
circulated.
paramilitary thing was there.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think MSK was asked, in fact, the chairman of Selector, he was asked specifically about Dhoni. So how he dodged that question. Dodged in the sense he had to answer. So he was asked, what about Dhoni? So he said, in the very first place, when he makes himself available, so he's not considered. I want to see a situation when he makes himself available, and will the selectors take that hard call? Will they take that tough call? Will Virat Kohli take that tough call? Because against with Kedar Jadhav, you didn't. I honestly feel that Kedar Jadhav should not be part of that team if you're looking for the future. As simple as that.
Somebody was dropped midway through the World Cup.
Yeah, exactly.
He was dropped midway through the World Cup.
Because there was, And what is the point if you thought that he was not good enough for you in that World Cup, midway in the tournament, if you can drop him, then why go for him in the in this tour, on this tour of West Indies? I have if Kuldeep Yadav, if Yuzvendra Chahal can be dropped from the T20s, I understand.
Exactly.
You know, I was listening to you on our India Today channel. You made a valid point as far as these players were concerned. You know, Rahul Chahar, I don't know what he brings to the table. In fact, you know, batting is something.
I think maybe Kuldeep and Chahal in T20s, the batting will go against them. Maybe.
But you think that
I don't think they're out permanently. They're not out permanently of the T20s.
but do you think
They had a look at Mayank Markande and they've forgotten.
they've had a look.
Rahul Chahar also won IPL, so you know, maybe they'll give him some opportunity. The good thing is that India will have a lot many T20s to play.
Yes, and you think that you will see Kuldeep Yadav and Yuzvendra Chahal in the same playing 11 again?
See, one days Jadeja plus one.
T20 they are already out
See,
now.
T20s Jadeja will play. I think Krunal
That
Pandya
is
will
that.
play.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking you.
Krunal Pandya and Jadeja will play, and you'll have the option of one more, maybe Chahar. Washington Sundar is in the T20s. He was also given a few games in ODIs and T20s. I don't think he looked, you know, the greatest of players, the greatest of talent. Maybe with time. But I think Kuldeep and Chahal will have to fight back. They'll have to show not just their bowling skills, but their mental skills.
And
you know, it is very difficult, Rahul, when you fail and then you come back.
I honestly feel Yuzvendra Chahal, especially because of course Kuldeep Yadav was even dropped. I honestly feel that Chahal did not bowl badly, and he didn't do anything.
No, I don't think.
Bad.
Yes, I don't think they've been sent to the dustbin. I think Chahal and Kuldeep are there in the ODIs.
And you know,
It's just that maybe the selectors are, in terms of bowling, they are casting their net wider. So let's look at Chahar. Because, you know, two things very important, Rahul, which emerged now. A, you know, you have to assess the player while he's playing the IPL or for India A. Can he make that transition into top class international cricket? Secondly, while playing international cricket, can the player who will do well in bilateral series after series after series do well in major tournaments? That is where your test is.
I was referring to. In fact, you made one last thing. You know, we've you know, the experimentation that the Indian team did with the middle order for the last couple of years. You know, it received a lot of flack. You know, you kept rotating players. There was a sense of insecurity maybe among the players, and now again. If you are doing the same thing, will it not call for, you know, criticism again? Maybe because, you know, you said that you wanted to see some wholesale changes.
No,
you wanted to
no. I didn't want to see any wholesale change.
least in
I'm happy that nobody's panicked. The captain hasn't panicked. The selectors haven't panicked, and that is very good. But in T20s, I would have wanted to see certain bold decisions, certain gambles. You know, right now the core of the team is the same.
will remain same.
See, bowling.
You will have Hardik
Bowling,
Pandya
yes.
back in
People will say, oh, there are different bowlers in T20s and ODIs. But the fact is, when Bhuvneshwar, Mohammad Shami, and Bhuvi are back, they play in the T20s as well. So these T20 bowlers will be out. Spinners, yes, Jadeja plus one spinner. So if you're looking at the entire 11, maybe one or two changes. That's it. But the style of playing T20s. That is where I wanted some change. Maybe somebody like Ishan Kishan, maybe somebody like Sanju Samson at the top of the order. Go, kill it. You know, that could have been. You will have to create some different thing for this team to do well in T20s.
No, that is exactly what I am asking. You know, trying to create something different can actually lead to, you know, too much of experiment.
Agreed.
And
but at the same time, you can't just sit idle. You can't be an ostrich and say, oh, let me dig my head in the sand and the hunter will just go away. You have to face the situation, and I'm maybe things might change. Tomorrow things
Hopefully.
might change.
And
But if things have to change tomorrow, why can't you change them today? That's the question.
all right.
All right?
So
So be it. Thanks for watching, and from tomorrow onwards, let's also take your questions and your suggestions.
And do give us your valuable feedback.
Thank you. Thanks for watching.